Six Banner Podcast with your hosts, PCV IV and Neill Dunne.
Welcome, everybody, to the Six Banner Podcast. We're here for episode 11. I'm here with my boy, Neill. Neill, how are you doing today, bro?
The sun is shining. I'm getting sleep because there's no Bulls games going on. I'm watching my boy, Io, doing well in the playoffs. Life is good right now, my man. How are you?
I'm great. We're also through with Bubblegum Billy. That's
yes.
That's something that I know we're going to talk about, and I'm super excited for that. Dude, it's a new era of Chicago Bulls basketball. And, you know, you'd think people would be happy, but, you know, we'll talk about that too. But,
we sure will.
Yeah, I'm wearing my hippie shirt today because I'm feeling it, man. It's a new life. It's a new era. It's a new feeling. We're entering I feel like we're entering a better era of Bulls basketball. And so I'm happy.
Yeah. And, you know, what I like about it is we don't know, right? Okay. Things might not work out, but until that happens, I'm going to be open-minded to just enjoying whatever comes our way for the next while, because we don't know. And that's what is exciting about it for me, is it could all work out. And if it does, hey, we're here from the ground up, right?
Hell yeah. If it all works out, dude, I'm going to go from 6 to midnight. And without further ado, that'll lead us right into our first segment.
Feelin' horny.
All right, baby. So, what are you feeling horny about, my friend?
Well, I'm really feeling horny about the fact that we needed a hero. We needed somebody to step up and save this franchise from its owners and from itself. And that unlikely candidate, that unlikely hero, turned out to be our one and only savior. And that is Billy Donovan. The only thing that could have helped this team out was if Billy made the decision to go, yeah, thank you. I know you've said to me that I can rub that lamp and the genie can be mine and I can have as many wishes as you like, but nah, see ya. And he walked out the door. And that's what we needed. That's what Michael Reinsdorf needed. That's what we as fans needed. And Billy Donovan provided it for us. That's it. Clean slate. This is absolutely a clean slate. Now, the big proviso was Billy Donovan could be coming back and be all-powerful, full autonomy. No, that is dead in the water. We are now wide open, ready to start again, and I can't wait to see the new direction.
I love it, man. I'm with you 100%, man. It's unfortunate that Billy Donovan had to be the man to save the Bulls from themselves. Like, you know, it would have been so much better, and it would have looked a lot better if Michael Reinsdorf was like, yeah, thank you, but no thank you. Like, we're ready to move on to a new era. But unfortunately, the buck got passed to Billy. And, you know, look, lo and behold, like, you know, I know our boy Jamal from Bull Central, like, he was like, I know it's annoying him that he feels like people are giving Billy a lot of credit for being selfless when this isn't really a selfless decision. Like,
no, it's not.
He's making the decision because he also doesn't want to be a part of the rebuild. But I do think that there is a small part of Billy, or maybe it is maybe a medium part, maybe it's 50-50, maybe, of him that knows that we need to do this the right way. And regardless of why he did it, I'm happy he did it. And so thank you, Billy. You get a lifetime supply of bubble gum as soon as I'm, rich. So when I'm making six figures, I'll hook you up with a lifetime supply of bubble gum. So just hit me up when that happens, and I got you, man.
Sounds good. The other thing on the whole, like, whether or not this is for his benefit or the Bulls' benefit, look, obviously it benefits the Bulls. Whether his decision was to benefit the Bulls is irrelevant now at this stage, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's looking out for himself and his family and everything as well, and that's going to be his primary care,
What a piece of
more so
shit.
than the Bulls. Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
no, but but no, you know, it just so happens that it probably suits both parties, you know, because
Yeah.
Billy does have an affinity and a care for this franchise, the owners, the team. He's been there for 6 years. He does care. No, longer.
Yeah.
Is he 7 years? Yeah, he does
Yeah.
care. He cares about these players. He's invested time and effort and love into the franchise, the players, the owners, the whole lot. So he does want to see things go well. But I think he also knows in the back of his head, if he stayed and it didn't work, the only common denominator is himself. So therefore, he has removed himself as being the scapegoat if it doesn't go the right way.
When you frame it like that, he's just a giant pussy. I'm just kidding. I'm with you, dude. You know, Billy, he had to go. We needed a fresh start.
It was time.
Yeah, it was time. You know, I know a lot of there's people out there that believe that Billy maximized the talent that he had. I don't believe that. I think that he did a decent job. I feel like I liked his later years a little bit more than his beginning years. I don't think that, like, when I talk about like the Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic led Bulls, I don't like what he did with them. I thought he did a much worse job with that group, because I think that he pussied out and like let DeMar DeRozan run the offense, and he didn't have any say. But what he did after those guys left, I thought was actually a little bit better. But still, you know, like the whole fiasco with whether or not Io was allowed to shoot mid-range jumpers and all that, like, you know, whether the team was allowed to shoot mid-range jumpers, it's crazy. Like, at this point, it's just best for all parties if we start fresh. And if that GM, and most importantly, if the incoming GM will be given their choice of head coach, because that's how it should work. You don't want to lose candidates because they have to be stuck with Billy. So it does look like a little bit like Matt Lloyd is the front runner, and that might be the choice. You know, we'll see what happens with that. And I'm just glad that we're not going to potentially lose Matt Lloyd, because he won't be able to pick his head coach.
Well, I think there's I can't think of his name off the top of my head now, but the assistant coach from the Boston Celtics that's also now suddenly been the name has come out there, and he's been part of the process and has actually made it through to the second stage as well. I think it's actually between himself and Matt Lloyd at this point. I mean, it was typical Bulls to suddenly, like, this is our list, this is who we're going with, and then out of the blue,
Dave Lewin.
Lewin, that's it. To suddenly say, oh, by the way, there's this guy who's been also going through the process, who we never named, who has made it through to the second round. I mean, that's very Bulls. And it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up being the person that takes the job, purely because of the way his name has suddenly emerged. But that being said, Matt Lloyd is apparently still the front runner. So we'll see how it goes. But for me, I think it's going to definitely come down to those two guys for the reasons I gave.
I think you're right. I think, you know, selfishly, I think I want Matt Lloyd to win. I think I want Matt Lloyd to be our GM. I really do. You probably can't get this guy to be your second in command because he's already second in command in Boston.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I just like this guy's been with Boston since 2012. Matt Lloyd was with the Bulls from 95 to 2012. And if you think about it, like, all that time, that was when we made some of our best draft selections. Like, and that was his department, was scouting and drafting and everything like that. So, you know, I know we're getting off the beaten subject here. We were talking about Billy, but I just really like what Matt Lloyd, like what he could potentially bring. And I like that he's had that long history with the Reinsdorf, so they clearly have a working relationship. He understands what he's getting himself into. I mean, you got to think, like, one of his last selections before he left the Bulls in 2012 was Jimmy Butler. I mean,
He worked out all right.
worked out all right. Number 30 overall, ended up being a superstar. So,
Yeah.
look, if you want a guy that's going to be able to identify talent, it looks like this is your man. And Matt Lloyd looks like a bit of a nerd, but I kind of like that. I want
That's
that in
okay,
my
it doesn't
GM.
matter.
Yeah, I want that in my GM. I want my GM to be a nerd. I don't give a shit. So, and he's a Chicago native.
And that always carries weight for the Reinsdorfs as well as the fans. So
Yes.
that is definitely. It's like I know, like on Bulls Without Borders that we recorded on Friday night, this was discussed and this kind of came up in conversation. And one of the things that Hayes mentioned was that people need to stop living in the past in order to find their future, right? And my point to him, and I was only playing devil's advocate, obviously, because I've got no problem with Matt Lloyd whatsoever. But playing devil's advocate, I just said to him, is that not what we're doing with Matt Lloyd? He's our past that we're trying to bring in to become our future. And yeah, I mean, that is the case. But this is slightly different, obviously, because he's not coming back in to do the same thing. He's coming in to fulfill a completely different role within the organization. So I think it stands a little bit differently.
He also left and not only left, but like left ascended in position and then
Correct.
kicked ass where he was at. Like the Timberwolves just robbed us of Io DeSumo. Like literally he was just a part of the robbery of Io DeSumo. And so like, hey, thanks for robbing us. We'll hire you now. Like
yeah. And when we hire you, how's about you rob Minnesota back and bring Io with you?
Back. Thank you. Yeah, and I will say, like, hey, we're gonna get to Io, but like he's maybe playing his way back to the Bulls, but we'll talk about that. But
yes, we will.
I'm so to kind of segue here, we're talking draft. You know what I'm feeling horny about, bro? I'm feeling horny about the draft lottery proposal. Look, I don't want to get into like the nitty gritty of what it is. If you don't know what the proposals are, I encourage you to go look it up because it's a lot of like technicalities and stuff. If me and Neil got into it here, it's going to be really boring. It's bad podcasting. Mm-hmm. What we'll tell you is what it kind of encourages, and it encourages, wait for it, mediocrity. Yeah. Yes. The thing that Bulls just tried to get away from, it encourages actually trying. And
it's all about timing.
Yeah, right. I mean, we're not too far away from mediocrity now. So, we can get right back to that. To be honest with you, it's a proposal that's right up the Bulls' alley because we try every single year to win. We're not one of those pussy-ass organizations that is just so desperate to lose to get a number one pick because, oh, my God, we'll never be good again if we don't get a number one pick. Like, that's not what the Bulls do. So, I've always been proud of the fact that we try, and I like if these proposals go through, and I hope they do, I like that they encourage trying. And anybody that has a problem with these proposals, you literally have a problem with these proposals because you want the easy way out. You want to be able to say, our GM should just lose on purpose and not try at all. Wow, that's a novel idea, man. You got to be a great GM to be able to suck ass on purpose. And if you can't detect the sarcasm that I'm using, then I'm sorry, I can't help you. Like, it is not difficult to tell your GM to be awful at constructing a team. You know what actually takes effort? Winning. Trying to win. Building a team. Actually making moves that benefit the team. Not just tearing it down and hoping that you get a Wembanyama to save your ass. That's lame, dude. Like, what I want to get back to the NBA where like the worst teams were just the worst because they were the worst. And it's okay if you try to build a team and you end up just sucking and you end up in the bottom of the barrel. Cool, dude. That's great. You at least tried. But I'm super down. Like, if you're, the bottom three teams might not get the best drafted players, I have no sympathy for you. Get better at your job. Right. Get better at your job, period.
Plus, a big concern that's kind of going around at the moment, and you can obviously see Adam Silver is trying to rectify it and, fighting a bit of a losing battle a lot of the time, is the NBA is losing popularity. It's losing cred, right? To use an old man term. But it is losing credibility. And a big part of why the NBA is losing credibility to fans who aren't diehard NBA fans, and even some that are, is because they don't want to watch teams trying to lose. You know, okay, you can go into it sucks. It's not entertaining. You can go into the whole, like, you know, the 3-point shot, and you can go into the whole, like, foul baiting. They're separate subjects. But look at this as in isolation. That the reason why, or one of the many reasons why, the NBA is losing fans and losing viewership is because nobody wants to see two teams playing badly on purpose to see who could be the one team that's good enough to lose. That's not sports. That's not sports.
No.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know what category to put it into, but it ain't sport.
It's everything that's wrong with sports. Like, it actively destroys the concept of competition. And, you know, to famously quote Herm Edwards, which you probably don't know this man, he's a football coach, but he had a famous quote. He said, "You play to win the game."
Yeah.
End of story. Like,
end of story.
I don't have sympathy for the bottom three teams or whatever they're saying that they're going to get. Like, they're going to do the relegation rule or whatever. Like I said, look up the rules for yourself. I encourage you to. Don't have sympathy for the bottom teams. Get better.
You shouldn't be rewarded for being bad. I understand I understand the theory behind it of helping the lower level teams to get out of being the lower level teams, so they're not stuck in the bottom for an endless loop. I get that, but at the same time, there needs to be some sort of a fight to at least raise your game enough to get out of that relegation zone, as they're calling it now. I follow, and a lot of people I'm sure that listen follow, the likes of the English Premier League, right? And in soccer, the Premier League is the elite league within the English soccer tables and fixture, you know, right? Mm-hmm. If you're one of the bottom three teams, you get relegated and you move down to the lower level. And if you go down to the bottom three in that, you can go down again. And there are numerous levels that you can go down to if you're bad enough. So the whole point is not just about winning. It's about staying above a certain point. Because if you can stay above a certain point, you're at least safe for another season. And I think that obviously that can't be fully incorporated into the NBA. And a lot of people have criticized Adam Silver for trying to make the NBA more like soccer in a lot of ways, you know, including the play-ins and talking about playing overseas and all that sort of thing. But there is something in this, because if you're outside that relegation zone, that's where the reward comes in. That's where the higher number of lottery balls comes in. So instead of trying to fight to get to the bottom, you're fighting to stay alive enough. So it keeps that competitiveness there, at least to a certain degree. I mean, you can't completely obliterate tanking, unfortunately. There's always going to be a certain element of it. But if you make it less desirable, which is what I think this seems to do, I think this is a good move. I think this is the way forward.
I agree. I've seen that there, like, people like, well, it's just going to encourage, like, well, people that are in the play-in are going to try to lose on purpose because, like, you'll get more of a chance if you're the 9 or 10 versus the 7 or the 8. Yes and no, because if you get in the playoffs, you know what you also get? Money. Mm-hmm. You get those playoff games. So, like, yes. I wouldn't poo-poo it. Like, now, yeah, might, you know, if there's a generational prospect in that draft, might some teams really try to stay in that thing? Maybe. But they're going to have to be good enough to get there in the first place.
Exactly.
And that's the difference. Like, yeah. And at that point, you'll be able to tell if a team all of a sudden goes away from what they've been doing to stay in that, to be good or to try and win. Then if they go away from that for no reason out of nowhere, you'll know. because they've been playing one way all season. And then, oh, wait, it looks like they're trying to stay in the 9-10 zone. And then you can hit them with more penalties if you want. I don't care. Like, I don't have any sympathy for these teams that do this. Why don't you just play the way that you're supposed to play and let the chips fall where they may? It's that simple, man. Like, just be honest with the competition. That's all I want.
Yeah. Well, the incentive to not do that is gone or will be gone now. So I think that it's certainly a good jumping off point for the future. It may still need to be tweaked. It may still need to be changed slightly, but I think it's a great starting off point. And we'll see how it all develops. But it's a good thing. I think it's definitely a good thing. It's good for the league. It's good for the teams that are struggling and are trying to get better. And it's that's what I mean. Honestly, trying to get better. And I think it also will stop a lot of this tanking conversation that is out there all the time, because I think that's a real spirit dampener as well on its own, and that will obviously have to go, because the conversation will have to evolve the same way as the draft process evolves. Yes.
And maybe we can just stop the fans that are trying to root for their team to lose all the time. Like there's it's not that's not the way sports are supposed to work, dude. And if you're one of these people that are like whining about this rule, you're part of the problem, man, and you got to change the way that you think. Like, it should be about winning. It should always be about winning. And if it's not about winning, then you have a problem. Like there's other ways to get better other than the draft as well. Get creative in the trade market. Sign free agents. Like, build a team that works well together, because it's not always all star power either. We've seen it over the years. Like, just, it's not hard to do the right thing. We want to see more of the right thing. That's it.
Absolutely. And now that we've talked about what we're happy about, not that that sounded too happy, let's move on to our next segment.
Raging Bulls.
Yeah, Neill, I might not have sounded too happy, but at the same time, I was feeling horny about it, because it's a good thing. It is a good thing what the NBA is doing. But
it is definitely.
I'll switch into a negative thing here, if you don't mind me going first. And I'll switch into people's negativity. So the people that are still super negative in Bulls Nation, despite the fact that we fired Acme, despite the fact that Billy Donovan has stepped down, I thought for sure, man, that if those two things happened, like, we would have a come to Jesus moment as a fan base. Like, everybody, like, kumbaya, everything is going to get better, or at least we have a chance for things to get better. And especially, you consider, like, the $65 million in cap space, the 3 top 30 picks, the potential to jump into the top 4, all of these things. Giddey, Buzelis, Leonard Miller, Noah Essengay, Trey Jones, Jalen Smith. You've got all these things, these reasons why the Bulls are an exciting prospect, and now you have a blank slate in the front office and on the sidelines, and there's still people that are bitching, man. There's still people that are bitching, and I don't understand it. And I'm literally about to excommunicado these people from my life. Like, if I see you on Twitter doing this, I'm just going to mute you. If I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Like, I'm sick of these internally negative people. Like, if you are never going to be happy, if we did all the things you wanted to do, fire Acme, no more Billy, what else is there to do? If you're just going to turn your attention to the Reinsdorfs at that point and find that to piss and moan about, then, dude, you're never going to be happy. And you should please find a new team. Please find a new team. We definitely don't need you. Like, the Bulls have a shitload of fans. We don't need you. I'm begging you to find another team. Like, please stop trying. And it's because they won't shut the fuck up. Like, they're not just miserable. They're trying to infect the rest of us with their miserable attitude. I can't say that I'm happy or excited about something without being quote tweeted or whatever the fuck from all these people that are trying to infect more negativity into what I'm trying to say. I don't understand it, Neill. I'm not going to go any further because I can feel my blood pressure going. It's pissing me off. It sucks. And fuck all of you. And that's all I got to say.
Amen. I don't disagree with an awful lot of what you're saying. You know, we've talked about this, and unfortunately, I find that within Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, and within Bulls Nation, within that, there's this grown, and it has grown and developed and become this bigger animal. It's like the old 1980s, and even before that, there was an original one of the Blob, that the more it rolled, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and more angry. Well, that's what Bulls Nation feels like right now. I mean, the hatred between people, between content creators, between fans, it's crazy. It is crazy. Look, it's perfectly okay to have a different opinion. It's perfectly okay to have a different technique or a different method. And that's all okay. That's what makes it all colorful and interesting. But we are all aiming for the same end result, and that is for the Bulls to be good again. That's what we all want. Now, if the Bulls go down the path that you're talking about and get there, I'm going to be happy because they got there. If they go down the path that I'm talking about and they get there, I'm going to be happy because they got there. I don't care how they get there. I don't care about being right. I don't care about being wrong. I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care if you like what I do. If you like what I do, thank you. If you like what I do, follow it. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe. Same with this. Get on. Like us. Give us subscriptions. Any of that stuff. That's fantastic. And I appreciate you and I appreciate that. But I don't expect everybody to feel that way. And that's okay. But don't attack me for it. Don't attack you for what you're doing. That's not necessary. That is where it just becomes hatred and trolling, and it's just not needed at all. Okay? If you don't like I had somebody come at me there recently, and he's a fellow content creator, a guy who I haven't even really interacted with that much. I had no ill feeling or ill will towards this person at all. And they came at me because I'd made a couple of things with AI. Okay? Fair enough, you don't like AI. Okay, don't look at my stuff then. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If I use some AI stuff, pass it on, move on to the next person. I don't care. I don't need you to like my stuff. I'd like you to like my stuff, but I don't need you to like my stuff. And if, like, I spent years, I'm doing this 5 years, right? And I spent 4.5 years sweating and spending time in front of my computer, away from my family, away from my friends, making stuff that took hours and hours and hours and hours of my life every day. And the end result was really good and it was appreciated, and that's fine. But I can't keep doing that. I have to put time into my own personal life. And if AI gets me there quicker, then I'm going to use AI, because that way I can still create content and be with my family.
It
benefits me that way. It ain't
that
that serious. It really, really isn't. If you don't like it, move on. I don't mind. Peace to you. But coming at me and criticizing what I'm doing, well, I'm sorry. This guy just caught me on the wrong day, right? Because I'd had a few drinks, I'd had a bad day, and I came back and I saw that and I was like, I don't know you, dude. I know who you are, but I don't know you, and I don't need you to come at me like that. And I shot this guy down in a big, bad way, right? I went at him hard and fast. And I don't ever do that. Like, Phil, you know me. I don't ever do that. Right, but off the back of the way I got attacked over the Jaden Ivey thing, I think it was still playing on my mind a little bit, and I was just like, do you know what? Fuck this. Fuck
hey,
this.
We didn't even plan that.
No, and I just shut it down. And look, I actually went back to write a private note to this guy and say, look, maybe that was a bit harsh, and I'm sorry, but he's obviously stopped following me, and I've no way of writing to him. So if he does happen to listen to this, dude, let's start a conversation. We can have a quick conversation about it privately. If not, I don't mind. It's fine. I'll survive. But yeah.
You unfollowed me too. I didn't even do it. You unfollowed me too. I didn't do anything. Had no words.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And you know what? This wasn't even what I was going to be raging about, but it's I just got drawn into it. But
it's fine.
what I was actually going to give out about
it goes right in with negativity, dude. Because
it does. It does.
Like, if you just, I don't mean to cut you off, but like,
no, go for it.
We're trying to be positive and have fun.
Yeah.
And so anyone bringing negativity in, like, go to hell, dude. Just do your own thing. Like, stand over there and just be quiet about it. If you don't want to, if you don't like it, that's fine. But like,
exactly.
There's a right and a wrong, right? And the wrong is always going to be on the side of the people that are negative or being negative or drawing any kind of negativity to anything. If you're trying to just be positive and have a good time, like there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. Like there's one thing that's actually good for your health, and there's another thing that's not. Like literally, like there's studies about it. Like negativity literally kills you. So I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like people just need to fucking chill out, man. Just like what you like. And leave the rest of it alone. If you don't like it, just fucking stay away from it.
Exactly. The choice is there to walk away. The choice is also there to jump onto your keyboard and be a keyboard warrior. Make the right choice.
A lot of keyboard warriors. Like, dude, you wouldn't say this shit if we were face to face, but that's fair.
Fact.
No.
But to actually rage about what I was going to rage about, it does come in off the back of that, and that's. I don't understand people complaining still about the IO doing well in the playoffs. I am so happy for this kid. We watched him grow. He came up from Illini into the Bulls. He worked his way up. He did really well. If he was asked to come off the bench, he came off the bench, didn't complain about it. If he was asked to start, he started, didn't complain about it. If he was asked to step back and play defense, he'd step back and he'd let his offense suffer for the sake of defense, and vice versa. You know, apparently he was told he was also lumped in with Madas Buzelis, that no shooting from the mid-range, which was obviously taken away from his offensive capabilities, which we're now seeing in Minnesota. I'm so happy for this kid. Dude, so happy for IO. He is a Chicago native done good that came up through the Bulls, and if he comes back to the Bulls, I will be absolutely thrilled. I never wanted him to go, but I am not going to be any bit against him doing well where he is right now. Io didn't want to leave Chicago. Io was traded, and now he's getting an opportunity, and by God is he taking it. And I am so happy for him. Anyone that is hating on him for it, anyone that's hating on the Bulls for it, doesn't matter. Just be happy for Io. I am.
Dude, 100%, man. I'm super stoked for what Io's doing. There's like people that are mad about it. First of all, we fired the guys that made that trade. They're fired.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Dude, that's a big reason why I'm like kind of looking around like, you guys are mad at the Bulls. We fired them. Like, you could still, I guess, be upset that we traded him. I'm upset that we don't have him. I wanted him. I was on the boat of trade Kobe, keep Io. That was my mantra all season. And dude, we talked when Io got traded. Like, when he got traded, you were like, I can't fucking believe this. And I we were upset. We did not want to see it happen, but like, no, it happened. It happened. Those guys are gone. They got fired, rightfully so. But I'm happy. I'm happy for Io, man. Like, he deserves this. And I'm not mad about his performance. Like, why would I be mad about it? It's weird. In fact, I think that he might be playing his way to actually being able to come back, because the Timberwolves are very cap strapped. Like, they're very, very against that second apron. And so they're not just going to be able to pay Io whatever he wants. Like, every game that Io is doing what he's doing, that price tag is getting steeper and steeper, you would think. And if the Wolves aren't able to sign him before he even touches free agency, the Bulls will have a chance to definitely outbid what the Wolves can offer, unless the Wolves make other moves that would open up money.
Space.
And will they do that? I think they probably should. But will they? I don't know. You know, they're paying a lot of money to Jaden McDaniels, Nas Reed, Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards. So are they going to get rid of any of those guys? If so, then I think the Bulls should be on the on the phone. For those guys.
Either way, the Bulls need to get somebody from Minnesota.
yes, facts. So that's where I'm at with that. Like, Io might be playing his way back to Chicago, and people are like, I see a lot of people like, why would he come back here? We gave up on him. We did this, we did that. Again, we fired the people that traded him. I think
that's the big difference.
Yeah, Aldo Sumo, I think, is smart enough to understand that, right? The owners didn't make that decision to trade him. Our front office, who has since been fired, did. And so if the new front office said, hey, we want this guy, I think that he would understand that and approach those negotiations with Chicago in a fresh mind, because he's not an idiot. He's not one of these dum-dums on Twitter that can't, differentiate between the two front offices. It's all the Bulls. Well, it's really not. So, I'm stoked for Io. Good for him.
Yeah. Stop the begrudgery. That's what I say. Stop the begrudgery.
Yes, sir. Well, let's go to one and done, my friend.
Let's do it.
One and done.
All right. So, Neill, take us away.
Okay, so the first subject, as always, is going to be a Bulls subject, and then we're going to go for a random one after that. So for the one and done, this one, we're going to go with Bulls off-season. What excites you or interests you the most about the Bulls off-season? So I think there's a good chance we're going to overlap a lot here, but I'm going to hit you with my four, and then you tell me which one is getting you the most excited. Which is your one and done?
Hit me.
So the first one is time off. Time away from the Chicago Bulls. The second one is roster moves. Okay. The third one is draft, the draft itself, and the last one is summer league. Seeing what we've got going into the summer league. See the way I stayed away from the two obvious ones.
I think I'm going to go. I'm sorry. Say them again.
So time off, roster moves, draft, or summer league.
Okay. I think I gotta go. Ooh, man, that's tough. I'm gonna go summer league, and that's because I think that whoever we draft will be playing in the summer league.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of taking I wanted to say draft, but you don't get to see them play at the draft. I'll see them in a Bulls uniform in summer league. So that's why I'm taking summer league. Roster moves would be third, and time off would be fourth. Because let's be honest, at least for what we're doing, there's no time off. We're still doing our shit. We still gotta make content.
Yeah, and especially with how busy this off season is going to be for the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, time off is going to be limited. That's why. Yeah, I figured that would be the last one. Now, I don't know. I don't know if I could put summer league up there, and ordinarily I would, but I just think with the season or the off season that we have ahead, when we get whoever we get in the draft and through roster moves and trades, the one thing that I want to see is how they look next to Madas and Giddey. And we won't see that in the summer league because Madas might play, but Josh definitely won't.
No, I don't think Madas will play. I think he's graduated. I think we'll see Lockie. I think we'll see maybe Dillingham.
Yep. Maybe.
His ass might go win MVP playing with lower. He's a front runner, dude. He's gonna play with the lower end. He's gonna be fucking dropping 40 a game. I think we'll probably see Essengay in the summer league.
Definitely
exciting, and I think obviously our draft picks. So I think the summer league will be fun, but I understand what you're saying. It really does come down to how they fit with our main roster. And so I get what you're saying. The draft is still exciting for, who you're going to pick over this guy or that guy. Like the summer league doesn't have that. So
It's the fact that there's four. We could potentially see 4 new Chicago Bulls come out of the draft, unless they make moves.
And 2 of them should be starters.
Yeah, if that doesn't get you moist, I don't know what would.
Yeah, dude. I came 3 times just talking about it right now. What? I'm all about the draft and summer league, man. And I'm excited for the draft too, because I think we're gonna be doing maybe like a little Bulls Without Borders like draft extravaganza. We'll have to see if we're at the. I want to make sure Hayes is involved. See if we can get Jamal in there. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
it'll be a lot of fun. So, big time draft party. Yeah, look out for that, by the way. But yeah, man, I'm excited for that. So let me give you my 4. So I have NBA draft. I have free agency.
Yeah.
New GM and new coach.
Yeah, they're the 2 I stayed away from.
Yeah,
yes.
I know you did.
So draft and free agency, potentially they could go either way. They could go to a point where you're really happy with the moves, you're really happy with the picks, and then that gets you really excited. Or it can go the other way, as some of the people we've already talked about on this show, and you might not be happy with the draft picks. You may have wanted to go in a different direction, or you're not happy with the pickups.
Not to interrupt, but I remember last year when we were on this. I was devastated. I crashed out that I didn't get Malwatch.
Yeah.
I crashed out, dude.
I know. We were both on the Malawatch train, and it was so close. It was so close, but it just didn't happen. It could not have been any closer to happening. But yeah, anyway, So like roster moves, free agency moves, draft. It can go either way, right? It can go either way with anything, but the GM, we kind of know that's been narrowed down now to a certain number of people. And out of everybody that is shortlisted right now, I don't think I would have any kind of a meltdown with any of them, to be fair. I think I have favorites. I think Matt Lloyd is definitely looking really, really good. I think Lewin is the outside bet. But I think that if Matt Lloyd was to come in and take over as GM, I can really get behind that. And I think everybody should get behind that. As for a coach, the coach is a little bit more up in the air, I think, because I think it depends on the GM. Because ultimately, now that decision has been put back into the hands of whoever takes over as the GM or vice president of basketball operations or whatever title they end up getting, it's on them to make that decision. So for me, that means that the GM is kind of a little bit more important than the coach, even though throughout the course of the season, the coach, you kind of hang your hat on the coach and their decisions throughout the course of the season. But if the GM doesn't get the coaching selection correct and the GM doesn't get the direction of this team correct, then it all falls apart. So for me, the thing that's really got me the most interested anyway, let's say more so than excited, because I think the draft and free agency have got me more stoked, but I think the GM is the one that's got me really paying attention and really interested. So I'm going to go with the GM.
Okay. Love it, man. I agree with that. Like I also think, like, just to add a little bit, like Matt Lloyd, like I've actually heard some people say like that would be a home run hire for the Bulls. And so
right.
I'm honestly, like, I've worked myself up. Like I'm excited for Matt Lloyd. I know that he's been with the Bulls before, but just like the fact he's a Chicago native and everything like that, like I think there's one guy out of the 4, because there's also Dennis Lindsey and Bryson Graham. Like that rounds out to 4. And It sounds like Bryson Graham, like he'd be last on my list. From what I understand, like he's a little bit newer to the game. Like his list of accomplishments, or like his resume, doesn't quite stack up to the other 4. Or sorry, the other 3 at this point. Yeah.
He's the Hawks guy, right? He's the Hawks guy.
Yes, because Dennis Lindsey's from out of Detroit, Matt Lloyd from Timberwolves, and then we got Lewin from the Celtics. I yes, it's not so much like because of the team that he's with. It's just like he's younger, and again, he just doesn't have the same level of like accomplishments or like the resume that the other three have. So, I'm good with any of them, but like I'm really leaning Matt Lloyd at this point. I really hope he gets the job. It just feels like that, like fate. Like I love a Chicago man taking charge in Chicago. Like there's personal stake there. Like if you have like that's your hometown, like there's just something more innate in like how much it matters to you. So yeah, I hope it's Matt Lloyd. I do.
Yeah.
Give me that nerd.
Go for it.
But then, so we have one more category here, and it's a non-Bulls subject as always. So to get to know me and Neill a little bit more intimately, and this one is going to be, what is our favorite superhero adaptation when it comes to like TV shows or movies? And so, Neill, I've got 4 options for you here.
Go.
I've got Daredevil, the Marvel series, like the TV shows. You can use both of them, combine them.
Charlie Cox.
Yep, Charlie Cox, Daredevil. There you go. I've got Loki. I've got Spider-Man Tom Holland version.
Okay.
And The Boys, the TV show.
Okay. All right. That's a great list, by the way.
Thank you. I thought it was.
One of which is actually on my list as well, which is why I laughed.
Okay.
But I might just change. I might change it. I might come up with something else.
Loki. It was Loki because you laughed.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So of them, first and foremost, I have to say that I absolutely love all 4. Right. That's
phenomenal.
Just to lay that out there.
Shit here. I gave you top-notch shit.
Yeah. See, I kind of went a different direction with mine, but anyway. So I absolutely love Daredevil. Charlie Cox, obviously, you know, being a hometown kid for me. I think he's absolutely fantastic at Daredevil. Loved the first iteration, and now I'm really enjoying the Born Again iteration of it as well. And obviously it ties in really well, and ties into the fact that they're going to be making their way into the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well.
Yes.
Which is quite exciting for people. Real quick,
how good is Kingpin? How good is he?
Oh, Vincent D'Onofrio is absolutely superb as Kingpin.
Oh my God.
Superb. He just gets that balance of he is. And he just gets that balance of this hatred that he has for everybody and everything that gets in his way, blended with his love for Vanessa. I'm not going to go into any spoilers, by the way, because they are huge spoilers if I say them. But just in case people haven't watched it yet. But yeah, basically he just gets that blend across the two, perfect.
He somehow manages to be sympathetic a little bit,
even though he's the biggest asshole ever, and he would just crush your skull. Right, so I absolutely love Daredevil.
Yes, and they do a good job of like kind of showcasing his strength. Like I wasn't sure. Yeah, like he's like crushing human bodies with his grip.
Yeah,
it's like, dude.
Yeah. But I mean, he is an absolute apeth of a man. When you see him standing next to Charlie Cox, who's a well-built individual, and he makes Charlie Cox look small, you're like, damn, Vinny.
Kingpin, baby.
He is the Kingpin. Right, so that's Daredevil. Loki, the TV show, I thought was really clever. It really set things up for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well. So it had to be what it was to get where it needed to be. I really liked Loki, the TV series. The Boys is absolutely phenomenal. You know, we've talked about this. It is the dirtiest, filthiest, most disgusting watch on TV, and I love it for it. It's absolutely brilliant. There is nothing that they're not afraid to tackle and take on. If you haven't watched it, it's I mean, you're right, you can't. It's absolutely brilliant, and the casting in it is sensational. But I'm a Spider-Man kid. I grew up with Spider-Man being my favorite superhero. Tom Holland is perfect. Not only does he play Spider-Man really well, he plays Peter Parker perfectly as well. And it's just been phenomenally put together. The storylines have been incredible. The way he has integrated in and out of the MCU, as well as his own independent trilogy, now going into a second trilogy. Yeah, Tom Holland just nails it for me. It has to be Spider-Man. Has to be.
Love it. Love it. Rank them.
Rank 'em. Spider-Man, Daredevil, The Boys, Loki.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
But I could easily switch Daredevil and The Boys. They're very close.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you switch up any of them. I mean, Loki did such a great job too. Like, I love all four of those. Yeah, love it. So give me your 4.
Okay, my 4, and I'll take Loki out. I'll change it for something else. Okay, Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, Blade, Eternals, and Jessica Jones, the TV series.
Oh,
Told you I took it in a different direction.
I'm going to take Jessica Jones.
As number 1?
Yes.
Okay. And that was
Jessica
my one that I
Jones.
put in to replace Loki.
Jessica Jones is my number 1, dude, because I thought, like, honestly, that first season of Jessica Jones is one of my it's top 5 superhero adaptations all time for me. That how they talked about, like, because, like, I mean, that dude was raping her.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't remember his name right now. Purple Man. Can't remember his name, but he was like it's a very serious subject matter, and like this guy was, obviously like forcing her to do whatever he wanted, and like that really fucked with Jessica Jones's mind, and the following seasons didn't quite get there in terms of what they did.
Kilgrave.
There you go. But that Kilgrave villain really stuck with me, man. Like, it was really like he just can tell, his, for anyone who doesn't know, slight spoiler, I guess, but they kind of tell you right away. Like, Kilgrave controls minds. He, like, if he wants you to do something, you do it, and you do it with a smile on your face. And they basically tell you, like, that he was raping Jessica Jones. Like, Jessica Jones was like doing whatever he wanted. That was his bitch. And it's really fucked up subject matter, but because of that, it's such a great season of TV. Like, it affected me profoundly, and I thought about it a lot afterwards. So, excellent. And because of that, I'm going with that.
Okay.
What are
David Tennant is superb as Kilgrave, by the way. David Tennant
my God, he's
absolutely
so good.
amazing.
Yeah, total slime ball, dude. Oh my God. He thinks he's doing what he's doing is okay. Like, oh,
yeah,
whatever. What are the other 3 again? I'll rank them.
Eternals, Blade, and Shang-Chi.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Blade second.
Okay.
Blade was awesome. I'm really excited for the Marsha Ali Blade if they ever get there.
It's been cancelled. I believe.
But I think he's still gonna play Blade, right?
Okay, just might have an independent movie.
Show.
Okay.
But I think I hope so, because
Me too.
I think that he'll be great as Blade. But the Wesley Snipes Blade movies were awesome.
Apart from
Eternals would be 3 for me. I actually still really enjoyed Eternals. I'm sorry, what'd you say about Blade?
Apart from Blade Trinity, it's awful.
Yeah. Triple H was in it though. That was cool. But the game, I know he's a WWE guy.
Oh, he's a wrestler. I know.
Yeah, I know. He like does a suplex in the movie. I'm like, oh, okay. But so Eternals is 3rd. I actually really enjoyed Eternals more than the reception gave it. Like, I thought that it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. They had to retroactively try and write it in and make it make sense, and they did the best job they could. Um, I still enjoyed it. And then last, I got to put Shang-Chi. Enjoyed it, just didn't hook me as much, especially because like that's another retroactive thing where they tried to kind of write in the Mandarin stuff with Shang-Chi. And it's like you guys kind of already kind of shit the bed on that, but it was good though, and I still enjoyed it. I honestly need to rewatch it because I've only watched it once, and it was when it came out, and I know he's going to come back in Endgame, so I should rewatch it.
I think he's getting a second movie as well of his own.
Yeah, I know that his storyline was important. It crossed over with some really important like artifacts. I mean, the 10 rings are fucking really important. So, excited. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. But yeah, that's my rankings.
Okay.
When you said you were gonna really judge me, was it about Loki being number one?
Well, see, yeah. If Loki was in there as well, right?
It would have been Loki.
Then would it? Okay, so yeah, then I would have judged you. Yeah, for me, Blade is number one there, definitely. I actually have the replica Daywalker sword.
Blade is awesome, dude. I just think like, man, that Jessica like Blade didn't hit me as profoundly as that Jessica Jones season 1 did.
You know, I get that, and Jessica Jones is definitely my number 2 of that list, and Loki would have been my number 2 if Loki had stayed there. But yeah, no, it's see, the thing for me, I suppose, is being that little bit older than you, Phil. When Blade came out, it was one of the much earlier superhero efforts, and the first one that was ever not PG-13. You know, so
yeah, it really blazed the trail.
Yeah, it did. And people forget that. People are always like, oh, Deadpool was the first. No, Blade was the first. You know, so yeah, there we go.
All right.
But that's that.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's get to our last segment of the day, man. All right. So, shout out Lil Peep once more. R.I.P. But
yes.
So for our last spotlight, we're going with a theme today, and it is a Bull Central theme. For those who don't know, we've got two YouTube channels out there in Chicago Bulls Nation that both have the name of Bull Central. One is Chicago Bull Central, and the other one is just Bull Central. And it just so happens that both of these channels are probably the most popular YouTube channels for Bulls fans out there, at least by subscriber count, and they're both super damn good. And one of them, I'll start off with my boy, only because I know that I have more personal relationship with this guy that I'm going to talk about than you do, and so I'll let you get the other guy. But it's Jamal. Jamal Bull Central. He also has another channel called N1 Hoops. He is phenomenal, man. Like before I was a content creator, I used to go to both of these channels. Like those were the two channels that I knew about that, like when I was looking up Chicago Bulls videos to watch on YouTube, both of the Bull Central channels popped up for me more than anything. And Jamal's style is honestly like he has a style that nobody else can really take from him, because if they tried, they just look like copycats. He did a phenomenal job of getting the highlights from the game right after the game was over, and then recording his commentary on top of the highlights, so that and then also having the balls to challenge YouTube on all of their copyright claims, because as he actually told me, I may be letting the cat out of the bag here, but his wife is a lawyer, and she told him that they couldn't tell him that was wrong because he was taking the audio out of it, so there wasn't copyright infringement or something like that. So he knew that he could challenge, and so he has been doing it like that. And to his credit, it really works, man. Like he's giving his thoughts about what's going on with the games and everything like that while you're watching the highlights. And look, man, if you're a Bulls fan, like I'm sure if I'm speaking to the choir here, because if you follow Bull's YouTube videos, there's no chance that you don't follow Jamal. But he's also a good friend. He's been a friend of Bulls Without Borders. He's been on our
Yes.
panel multiple times, and he's just a great guy, man. Great dude. Love his takes. Follow him on Twitter. Love his takes on all of that. Like, Jamal is one of the great ones. He also stays out of all the bullshit, and he tries to stay positive. He's super objective. He has nuance in his conversations. Nothing is ever all bad. Nothing is ever all good, but he finds the good where it's found, and it
Keeps it honest.
Yes, man. Love Jamal. Love his work, and so we wanted to give him a shout out on this show. And I also love the other Chicago Bull Central, but I'll throw that one to my man Neill.
Yeah, so the other Chicago Bulls Central, I'm sure everybody knows this guy. They've seen him popping up all over their Twitter feeds. He's all over everything that's anything to do with Chicago sports, and that is our guy Hayes. Again, he is very much an integral part of Bulls Without Borders. He is an absolutely great follow if you don't already, which I'm sure anybody who's anybody to do with Chicago Bulls already is following him anyway. But another guy who keeps it raw. You do not want to get on his bad side. You do not want to piss him off. He'll go full Petty Roosevelt on you, and he will tear you asunder. But he is also a guy that if he is in your corner and he is on your side, he is absolutely fantastic to have. This guy covers everything from Chicago Bulls. He is doing daily content multiple times a day for everything Chicago Bulls. And then he covers the Bears, the Sky, NBA. He does Locked On Bulls with Pat the Designer. He is just a part of everything. We appreciate you. We absolutely salute you. And we are so thankful that you are a part of our Bulls Without Borders, Hayes. Thank you very much for everything. And if you do not follow Hayes, where you been? Get out there and follow this guy, Chicago Bulls Central, straight away.
Dude, enough said, man. Hayes is the man. Love that guy like a brother.
Absolutely.
Super blessed that, like, both of those guys, like, that we can call them friends, and like that they come onto the shows that we have, and like that they work with us. Like, dude, like me and Neill, like we're kind of like we're peons compared to those guys. I mean, I don't mean to say it, but like it's
no,
true.
it's true. It's true.
The fact that they work with us is it's really humbling, and we appreciate it, and we love you guys. And so we just wanted to make sure that we gave you guys that love. So everyone, that'll do it for this episode of the Six Banner Podcast. Definitely a little bit less segments this week. We'll expand in coming weeks. Just we had some very passionate subjects that we wanted to harp on this week. So as you see, we still made an hour, baby, because that's what we do. But you know, everybody, we appreciate you tuning in. And as always, raise the banner.
So close.
We'll get it. We'll get it. All right, man. Neill, until next time, my friend. See red, baby. Everybody have a great night or day or whatever. Have a great day.